Hello, everyone. My name is Stephanie, and today we are going to do a total body fitness, but all standing. So we're going to get low to the ground, but never actually on the ground. For today's class, you'll need a resistance band. It can be light, medium, or hard, or you can maybe change it up if you've got more than one, and a set of heavier weights. So without further ado, let's get started. You're going to start with your band. If you don't have one, that's okay. You can still just pretend you're holding one by pushing or pulling like I'm asking you to do, and just engaging the muscles throughout. You're going to start by extending your right arm forward. I'm going to mirror you and do the opposite. You're going to have the left hand, you're going to hold onto your band and you're going to pull back like you're doing a row. And change arms. So now your left arm will be straight and you're going to pull back with your right. And shake out the arms. From here, we're going to go open with the arms. So bring your arms about chest height and open the hands a little bit to make it a little easier to push the band open. See if you can keep your arms straight. Now, depending on how tight your band is, will depend on how far your arms go. I've got a heavy band, so my arms aren't moving very much, but I could make my hands come further to the edges, and that might allow me to get more range as I push open. So experiment and feel which one feels best to you. Alrighty, that should have started to warm up the back of the shoulders and the shoulder blades, and starting to feel some blood circulating through that area. So let's go ahead and circle those shoulders around and reverse the circle other way. From here, we're going to take the band and go up over the head and pull. So arms are up, and you're going to pull open and release. Nice job. Go ahead and relax and release. Shake out those arms, and that you would have maybe felt the back of the arms and the tricep area working. So next we're going to work on the legs. You can put your band down for now. We're going to start by just lifting one heel at a time, working through the balls of the feet, bottom of the feet, arches, ankles. And then from there, let's open up the feet wide. And we're going to lift the heels. Starting to work a little more balance. From here, arms come open to a T and bend your knees into horse stance or second position plie. You're going to take the palms up and down. Feel your belly button pulling in. To add a little pulse to the legs. So you're bending the knees as you flip the palms up and down. Moving at your rhythm and your pattern. For those that don't know, this is Ray, who has joined me for the workout today. Four, three, two, and one. Bring it all in and shake out the legs. Shake out the arms. Let's take some gentle twists since we're still doing a little warm up. Now in our twist, we're going to slow it down and we're going to add an arm circle. We're going to take the arm behind you and bring it up over and forward and circle up and over and forward. Feels a little bit like I'm swimming. With a little bit of a sway from side to side. See if you can transfer that weight from foot to foot. When we do standing strengthening classes, I try to really focus on some balance. And relax, shake it out. Hopefully you're starting to feel the arms and shoulders starting to fire up for you. Let's work on these hip flexors. So you're going to bring the right leg across the body, lift it up and circle it out wide, and then change sides, bring it across the body, lift it up, and circle. Hip circles. You can go fast, but slower. You have to work a little harder on the balance. Four, three, two, and one. Hamstring curls. So think like you're going to do a butt kick. So you're bringing the heel towards your glute and change. I want you to focus on engaging the back of the thigh, right in that hamstring area. Bringing blood flow to all of our moving parts before we start getting into some deep squats, deep lunges. Four, three, two, and one. Nice. We're going to step into a lunge. I'm going to turn to the side. You're going to bring your right foot forward and your left foot back. You can see if you can have your heel down. We're going to just hinge at the hip in this position. You can have your hands onto your hips. You can have your arms open to a T. T is a little harder. And if you need support for your lower back or for balance, you can hold onto something at home, or you can place your hands onto your leg. You're trying to keep your back flat as you hinge down and then coming back up to starting point. Let's do 5 on each side. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Nice job. Let's switch sides. So get balanced. Back leg is straight, front leg is bent to your degree. Arms where you need them for yourself, and balance. Hinging at the hip. Flat back. Rise up for 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Excellent. Go ahead and grab one of your heavier weights I've got a 7-pound weight, but you pick what feels right for you. We're going to take this weight up over the head. So we're going to squat down as low as you can go, and then take one weight up as high as you can go. For our first set of squats, let's bring the feet closer together, making it narrow. We're going to take the weight into the first starting hand, and we're going to bring it to the side like we're holding a suitcase. I want you to bend your knees and feel the weight be centered in the feet. So right there, I feel like I've got it on the arch, not in the back, not in the front. And I'm going to keep it there and bend as low as I can go. Then come up and push up. All right, let's do 8 total. Here we go. Start to bend the knees, feel the weight center, and we go. Down, 1, lower, 2, lower, 3, lower, 4, lower, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Other side. Once again, start to bend the knees, feel the weight centered in the feet. Go as low as you can go, keeping that center weight. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Go ahead and grab both of your weights. We're going to do some bicep curls. You're going to keep the palms inward for a hammer style. Bend at the elbows, bring up and lower down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Nice. Go ahead and put one weight down. We're going to go second position or horse stance. So wide stance, toes turned out. You're going to bend the knees and go down as low as you can go. When you do that, you're going to bring the arms forward to chest height. Keep a micro bend in the elbows. We lower, lifting the arms. Come back up. There's 1. 2, core strong. 3, nothing fast. 4, holding in position. 5, 6, 7, and 8. Nice job. Grab both your weights. We're going to go into a squat again. All right, here we go. We're going to go into a squat a little wider now with the stance, about shoulder width. Soften your knees. Shift your weight so you feel like your weight is in the center of your foot. We're going to bring both weights down towards the knees. Try to keep your chest lifted. And then stand up, bicep curl. When you curl, try not to let your whole body shift and move. All right, arms come back down. Let's go. Squat, straighten, curl, 1. Squat, curl, 2. Squat, curl, 3. Squat, curl, 4. Squat, curl, 5. Squat, curl, 6. Squat, curl, 7. Squat, and curl, 8. Next up is some hip hinging. So you're going to bring the hands to the front thighs. Feet are going to come a little closer together. From here, you're going to take your rear back towards the wall behind you and put a softness into your knees. From there, tighten up your abs And then slowly bring the weights towards the knees. Now try not to let your back round. Keep it flat. And then rise back up. And let's go again. Hinge. And up. Hinge. My knees are more straight than bent. And lift. And hinge. And lift. 3 more. 2. And 1. From here, we're going to do bent over rows. In this bent row, we're going to bring the weight back towards the hip instead of near the ribs so that we work more of the back muscles and the lat muscles. Keeping your feet about hip width distance apart, you're going to soften the knees. Hands are at your sides, and you're going to hinge at the hip, sliding the weights to the knee. Staying in this position, you're going to drag that weight and those nails up the leg to your hip, squeezing the back muscles between your shoulder blades, and then lower back down. Let's do 8 of these. You're going to exhale when you pull. 1, 2, belly strong. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And rise back up. Shake out those legs. All right, next we're going to do more bicep curls. Those biceps are getting a workout today. You're going to turn those palms open and a little bit out to the side. Keeping the elbows tucked in, you're going to pull the weights up towards the shoulders and then lower back down. Now, if you want to add some balance elements to this, you're going to march at the same time, lifting a leg as you lift the weights. Four more. 3, 2, and 1. Nice job. Relax. Go ahead and put your weights down. Grab your resistance band. All right. With your resistance band, we're going to go back into that lunge, and we're going to pull on the band. So step your right foot forward and your left foot back. Back leg is straight. Right leg is bent. We're going to do the bow and arrow. So bringing both arms forward, you're going to hold onto the band with your right hand. You're going to pull back with the left. You can even turn your gaze to the left as well. And return back. And let's do 10 of these. 1, stomach pulls in. 2, tight glutes in the back. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And hopefully you're feeling your tricep work in your right arm and your bicep working in your left. Same time, we're working some balance and core with the staggered stance. Let's switch to the other side. Extending. Here we're going to keep your left arm straight. Keep the shoulders down, bending the right elbow, and turn to twist. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Nice job. Relax. Shake it out. You're going to bring the band behind you, and you're going to position the hands so they're facing front and you're gripping it. Mine, I'm going to grip near the ends because I've got a very tight band and it's not very long. So your band might look different just because you might have a longer band or a different style band. You're going to keep the elbows slightly soft, meaning that they're more straight than bent. but they're not locked out. A little bit of a bend, and you're just going to push and hold them open. And relax. Again, just pressing open to the side. And relax. One more time, pressing open. And if you don't have a band, you're just pushing the arms away, tightening up the muscles around the shoulders. And relax. Now from here, let's stretch it out a little bit by bringing the hands back and up towards the ceiling as far as you can go. And lower back down. Backing up. And lower back down. Lifting up. And lower back down. And one more time, lifting up. And lower back down. Now release the band, bring it in front of you. We're going to go wide. We're going to take the band wide as well, about a V shape. You're going to bring the band slowly up over your head. Keep the same amount of tension on the band. Then from here, you're going to hinge at the hips. So the legs stay fairly straight, not locked out. Back stays straight as well. I'm going to take my rear backwards and try to keep the spine in line as well as the band in line with my head, or my arms in line with my ear. And let's try a few more of these. Let's do one more. And come back up, release the band, shake it out. Go ahead and put your band down. And next we're going to do some kicking actions. So we're going to lift up one leg, whichever leg you're most comfortable starting on. You're going to bend the knee, flex the foot, and you're going to do a karate kick and bend it back in. Now, if you need to put the foot down in between or hold on to something a little bit for balance, that's what I'd like you to do. You're going to start with a soft kick, and you're going to try to get a sharper and sharper kick, a little bit like the Karate Kid, I know. Your bottom leg can have a little bend in it. That's going to help you if you need to fight for balance. You can fight for balance, okay? So lifting the leg, Karate Kid style, extend, bend. And then let's see, can you kick it stronger, faster and in, out and in, right? The faster you go, the more it might throw you a little bit off balance. Here we're working that standing foot, that ankle. We're working the thigh, especially if you had that leg lifted high. Working your core and your hips. One more. And shake it out. So hopefully you're feeling that top thigh working as well as the standing leg, ankle, hip. All right, other side. Finding the good balance position first. Bring up the leg, flex the foot, try to leave this top part steady, extend the leg, and bend it. And then see if you can start going a little faster, making it a little snappier. One leg may be easier to do than the other. It also depends on your shoes. Like I have a running shoe on, and that makes it way harder versus maybe a flat foot or a training shoe that you would wear to work out in the gym. It's a little flatter and harder sole surface. Plus, I'm standing on 2 mats. One more. Excellent. Woo, you should have felt that fire burn right through your hip flexor groin area, the thigh muscles, and maybe your glutes, your core, maybe even your back. A real quick stretch to stretch out those thighs. So grab a hold of the foot for a quad stretch. Quad stretch. Alrighty. So next we're going to move into a side lunge. So I want you to step to one side of your mat. You're going to lift up the leg that you're going to step out to. I want you to feel like the power is coming from the standing leg. So I'm actually going to feel like I'm pushing up and pushing over and landing. And then when you push yourself back, the goal is going to be to try to balance on that foot best you can. Okay? So the first thing you do is going to push up out of this hip and over and land, almost like I just fell over, and then push myself back, hopefully balance. Let's try a couple more. Push up, land, maybe lower this time, push back, stillness. Even if the toe comes down, it's okay. One more, push up and fall, land, and come back up, and balance. All right, other side. Okay, lifting up the foot, you're going to use the standing hip. You're pushing up and over, land, hopefully not in the pool. Come back to center and see if you can balance. Here we go, push up, over, land, low, push back, push, and see if you can balance. Two more times, push up, land. So the wider and the lower you land, the harder it is to hold that balance on this side. One more. Push up to the hip, push over, and land, and come back to balance. So if I was only landing here, the chances of me balancing coming back in is greater. It's easier to do. The wider you make those steps, the harder it is, and that's okay. Challenge, right? All right, next up, we're going to move our body in a big circle. You're going to go down as low as you can, over to one side, as far back as you can, and around and down. Your arms, if you've got bad shoulders and can't go over your head, that's okay. Keep them where it's comfortable in your shoulders. But ideally, I want you to pretend that you're in the Matrix movie with Keanu Reeves. And you've got something coming at you, and you've got a slow motion, and you're going to go out as far back as you can and as far over, and you're going to come way down. Make it your own, make it as organic as you can without thinking and overthinking it, okay? So here we go, getting down low, move, lean back. You can move your feet around, they don't have to stay in position, moving down, and then try the other side. Way over, way down. Back a bit. I'm in the Matrix movie. Oh my God. I am so cool. Yes. Leaning back. You're working your abs here. You're leaning, bending, working the legs, working through the hips, lower back. Arms are fairly relaxed. They can go up and big if you like. The only difference is I think Keanu Reeves had a harness helping him hold up. Otherwise, that's really athletic. And one more. Woo! Nice job. All right, bring the legs together and shake them out. All right, we kicked forward. Now we're going to kick to the side. Ay, ay, ay. So go ahead and lift the heel. Soften the standing leg, and you can lean over a little bit. You're going to pick up the leg and extend straight out to the side. You're going to bend the knee and kick. Now, the harder and faster the kick, the harder it is to hold balance. If I did it slow, I could control. But if you kick with a little vigor, a little harder to stay and maintain. Things that look really easy actually are pretty hard. My heart rate's definitely going up and doing this, and I'm not even jumping up and down. All right, let's try the other side. Slow and control, little bend over, lifting the leg. Start with an easy straighten bend just to get the feel. Once you feel like you're steady, see if you can kick it up a little bit, a little harder. A little kind of taekwondo-y or karate self-defense move, except for on the lower scale, right? Not way up high. All right, finishing out, and shake it out. Hopefully you're feeling that on the sides of the hips, maybe down the sides of the legs, okay? If you didn't feel it on the sides, it probably just means that your toe and your knee were turned out to the side kicking. Then you're gonna feel it more here. But if you kept your knee, your toe facing the wall that you're looking at, then you would have felt it more in your glute minimus and medius, maybe even the main glute side of the leg down the IT band as well. Okay, next we're going to get low again to the ground for some lunges. If you can't get your fingers down on the ground, you can either use blocks or use your ottoman or chair. With your blocks, you're going to place them down, ideally next to your feet. Then you're going to step your right foot back, step forward, and your left foot back. And the objective is to keep your hips as low as possible. You're going to pull the belly button in. You can have weight in your hands, but you can also do this with very little weight. As you see, I'm going to tent my fingers, meaning a tenth or a cupcake hand. Very little weight makes it harder. Four, three, two, and one. Nice. Go ahead and make your way up to standing and shake it out. All right, let's come back to the arms. You're going to need your heavier weights. And we're going to alternate bicep curls. So you're going to bend one elbow, at the same time switch. And I want the switch to happen when it's right in front of you and come to center. Switching when the arms are at a 90-degree angle and return. 90 degrees, 90 degrees. One more, and finish it out and lower the arms. So next we're going to do some bent over flies, and how I want you to think of doing this is the elbows are going to be bent a little bit less than the 90-degree angle, and I'm going to bring them out to the side. But if I'm standing upright, it might look like I'm doing this. But if I keep doing this and start to hinge, I'm now feeling like I'm taking my arms with a little bit of a swing momentum up and back, almost as if I'm trying to take to the back corner of the room. Back of the hand swinging up to the ceiling or the back corner. See how many you can do. depending on how heavy your weights are. Maybe you're doing 5, maybe you're doing 15. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Ooh, you should have felt that in the back of the shoulders, guys. Gonna keep one weight. And we're gonna step forward into a lunge. I want you to step right foot and then left foot, alternating. So taking a giant step forward, and then lower the knees, slow control. And then push yourself back and try to land with as little movement as possible. And then switch feet. Bend both knees. Push back and land. Good. Try again. Forward. Back heel is lifted. Bend both knees. Maybe you go lower this time. Strong core. Push back. Good. Other side. Bend. A little lower. And go. Nice. Let's switch hands. Other side. Starting foot. Bend both knees. Push back. Switch. Bend both knees. Push back. Step forward. Bend. Push. And forward. Bend. And push. Nice. And hopefully you guys noticed when I stepped forward, I actually stepped forward with a little bit of width between my 2 feet. I didn't step all like I was stepping on a balance beam, trying to stay on one line. I actually stepped forward slightly out, okay? Next, we're gonna take our one weight over the head for halos. So you're gonna hold the edges, going to bring it up over the head with the elbows bent. From here, slightly behind your head, and then you're gonna start to circle it down low towards your chest, and then to the other side, bringing up the opposite elbow, and then slightly behind your head. Moving at your pace. If you get sharp pains in the shoulder, you want to skip this one. Or just go to the area that does work. Switch the direction of the circle and make sure your core is tight. Working the abs here, as well as the shoulders. Last one. Excellent. All right, put down your weight. We're going to go back to karate kicks forward, but this time what we're going to do is we're going to kick them high as you can go. So you can lean back a little bit as well. You can also bend your standing leg. So I'm going to lift up my knee, I'm going to lean back, and I'm going to try to kick up high. Staying lean back, so I'm working my abs. Kick up high. 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 And one more kick up high. So you might have noticed some strengthening happening in this hip flexor. Instead of always strengthening, closing the leg, we were strengthening the leg, leaning back. Let's try the other side. Lift the foot, soft knee on the standing leg, lean back a little bit, just enough so that you can counter this high kick. Kick up high. Kick up high. Kick up high. How high can you go? You got your self-defense kicks all ready to go. How about one more? Excellent. Oh my goodness gracious. Hopefully you're feeling the thighs, hip flexors today. Let's do a quick stretch out. I like to, since we did a lot of hips and thighs, let's do the side lunge stretch. So go wide with your legs and turn your toes out just enough. You're gonna bring your hands down, bending one knee, keeping the other leg straight. So as I like to walk my hands over to my more bent knee, I feel like it gives my knee some support. So hands closer to the bent knee, and you can make your legs as wide as you like. You can get your hips as low as you like. And then change. And change. And change. And center. Heel to your feet a little closer together for a forward fold stretch, getting the back hamstrings and your lower back. Breathe in. And breathe out. Breathe in. And breathe out. Slowly make your way to standing. Shake it out. Shoulder rolls to reduce any tension that might have occurred during your exercise. All right, guys, that's it. Thanks for joining me. We'll see you next time.